So I did a video with a dog named Chicken this morning, pretty good sized pit, reactive, very rough dog, highly stimulated by other dogs. Other things, you gotta watch the video. But there was a lot of corrections in that video. And there were people who got mad about it and whatnot. So I'm gonna talk to everybody about my methods, why I do what I do, why it works, the problems with it, all the stuff. So let's take the chicken, for example. We have to agree on a few basic premises about feisty dogs, about aggressive dogs, and why those dogs come to me or go to another trainer. If we can't agree on some very basic things, there's no reason going on with this conversation. Okay, so you have an aggressive dog, you have a reactive dog, you have a dog that the owners are unsure of, whatever it is. Do we all agree that those dogs need to get with other dogs? They need to be and touch and smell and possibly run with other dogs. Because if we don't agree on that, then, and many people don't, then this doesn't matter, okay? The owners want that. They want to live a normal life. They don't know if their dog's aggressive. They come to me for that. They don't know if their dog's fearful. They come to me for that. They don't know what their dog is really capable of doing aggression-wise. They come to me for that. But do we all agree that those owners, at least, want to get this dog with other dogs? Okay, because if we don't, there's no reason. We don't need to go any further, okay? Okay, so we agree that we should try to get the dog with other dogs. Because you've seen many times, the dogs get with other dogs and they're happy and it's this wonderful part of their life, and we would have never done that if we didn't get them with other dogs. All right, do we all agree that a dog cannot lunge on a leash to get to the other dog? Once they're close enough, 6 feet, and they're on a 6-foot leash, do we all agree that they can't fly to the other dog? Because that's what happened today with Chicken. There was constant flying at that other dog, or what was just this rough going up to, inappropriately going up to Prince. If we don't agree, if you think that's okay, you're gonna get mad when I corrected him for doing that. If you think that's an appropriate way for a dog to meet a dog, I see where you're like, oh, Joel, you shouldn't have given correction there. Okay, I get it. But if we all agree that that's inappropriate, and a dog who lunges at another dog and then hits the end of their leash is okay because they're the ones doing it to themselves, okay. Do we agree that once the dog gets there, it cannot mount the other dog, it cannot stare in the other dog's eyes to say, let's fight? Do we agree on that, at least? And if they do one of those things, do we agree that they can get a correction and walked away from there? Because if we don't agree on that, there's no reason to go on with this conversation. So we agree, 90% of you agree with that stuff. Some of you are going to say, no, Joel, it doesn't need to be other dogs. You're going to say other things. But you're going to say, no, you should let the dog pull to another dog. But 90% of us are going to agree on that. Okay, now that we agree on that, it comes down to what's the method to work that dog closer to the other dog. We know the dog has to meet the other dog. We know the dog can't fly to the other dog. We know the dog cannot mount, mean mug, growl at when it gets to the other dog, right? But that's all. So how do we get there? How do we get a dog from here to here? There is the method that one commenter said, and many positive reinforcement believes, although they'll never let the dog meet the dog, and that's the problem, okay? Everyone commenting, not everyone, the people mad about it, they would never work with Chicken. They would never let Chicken meet Prince, ever. It would never happen. It's like me Instagramming Aaron Rodgers and saying, dude, you really should flick your finger more when you throw the football. It's going to be better that way. You throw it wrong. You should really turn your hand over more and you get more rotation on your ball. You're kind of an idiot for not doing that. That's what it's like, but I digress. So the process is, how do we get closer? There's desensitization, stay far away, reinforce the dog here, slowly move the dog closer. My gut told, that's fine, okay? It takes a long time and it ain't rocket science. They can do that at their home. They're not paying to come out here and do that process and then have Chicken lunge at the dog anyway, which he would have done, and then us go through that whole process again. There's realistic things in life, like the amount of time people are willing to pay somebody to help their dog. They're paying somebody to get some stuff done in a short period of time. And that kills the purely positive folks. They would tell them, stay out here and your dog's gonna never meet a dog, he's not ready, and their dog will never meet another dog. Okay, so we agree on all that stuff. I could have gone slower. I could have progressed him closer, and then when he starts to look at prints, I could have calmly walked him away. We just wouldn't have gotten anywhere. And didn't your gut tell you about Chicken that he was just this fly up to a dog and do whatever the hell I want to do to that dog? Why shouldn't he get corrected for that? Why shouldn't he? Because I had to do it so many times, you're like, oh, we should have switched gears or something? Maybe. But the dog needs to get corrected every time he loses his brain and he just goes towards the dog. There's no purely positive way out of that deal with Chicken. There just isn't. All the positive reinforcement trainers know it. They look at Chicken, they would never have let him meet a dog. He didn't meet Prince. There needed to be some consequences for flying into dog. There just did. Chicken was a tough case. He just kept going and going and going and going till the end where a dog was passing him, but it took time. But he was 2 feet from the dog. That's pretty good, actually. And everyone's like, oh, some people were like, oh, you need to exercise the dog before. I love that advice. I do that all the time. We went and ran around the pasture before he met Prince. But also, guys, the answer to problems generally cannot be exhaust your dog before you do it. It can be exercise your dog, let him poop, let him pee. It can't be exhaust your dog before you do a training session or before you let him meet a dog. But I mean, I don't disagree with that. There's time restraints and money restraints with everything in life, okay? And my goal is to the most bang for their buck in a short period of time. So we did things here that they could not do on their own. They could go home and do the slow approximation thing. All right, so I get it. It was tough. It was a tough session. Chicken was a tough dog. The owners were so committed to him, but it was tough. It was tough to see a dog get corrected that much. There are sometimes situations where a dog needs to get corrected that much. I don't know what to tell you. The dog keeps going at the other dog and is being a jerk to the other dog. We can go soft. Everything's too soft, okay? Some of you are just too soft. You don't have a better way. You think you have a better way because you're part of a Facebook group that tells you there's a better way, but you actually don't have a better way because you would never take Chicken on a leash and do anything with him. So until you work with Chicken, a dog like Chicken, it's funny even saying his name at this point, you don't know what it's like. And I'm gonna always ask you that, by the way. If you noticed in the comments, I'm gonna always say, where's the video of working with a dog like Chicken? Which is what Aaron Rodgers would say to me. He probably wouldn't, I'm the only one dumb enough to actually, respond to these commenters. But Aaron Rodgers would say to me, yeah, let me see you throw a football and then maybe I'll take your advice. Until then, screw you, So that's, the guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Love you guys.